welcome back to Gallery Watch. We're at Studio 281 in Maylands. Hi Justin.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Can you please give me a little bit of an idea about where this all began for you, particularly this lady? Is she your favourite, the one up the top?
I've always been drawn to the one at the top. I'm not entirely sure why. I think I'm kind of a fan of minimalism, if you want to get like really sort of techie, but the balance of colour for me, I feel like I got it bang on. The form, and I don't know, there's some, she speaks to me, the pose, everything. And I think I also had her, like that pose in mind before I went and drew it, so it was more satisfying, sort of stepping back and going, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to create, and I created it.
Obviously, the centrepiece there, it's a different style.
I guess it's more sort of like realistic, or sort of concentrating on I don't know, the real form. So I've got like a handful of her, this character Cindy, a handful of Cindy with more sort of colour through it, and these are just sort of more anonymous, more about the pose and the position. Than the actual character itself, but I was really sort of focusing on developing Cindy as a character, I suppose. Yeah.
She certainly has a lot of character.
Yeah.
Hi Deborah, welcome to Gallery Watch.
Hello, Nadia.
This is your piece here. It's absolutely fantastic.
Thank you, Nadia.
Can you tell me a little bit about all of the intricate little pieces of this?
I would love to tell you the story. I was taking my dog for a walk in the bush once, and it had just finished raining, and I came across this rusty old car bonnet that was in the undergrowth, and with the rain on it, all of the beautiful colours, the rust colours, came out. So I decided to drag this car bonnet back to my studio. And then on another walk, I actually found this rusty old washing machine. And these are these lovely rust colours on the white bits, which I really enjoyed the colours. So I dragged the washing machine back to my studio, fished out my grinder and started chopping up this rusty old washing machine. And you can actually see here, this is part of the windscreen wipers. I live in Mandurah, and there's a great little junkyard there. And I started getting permission to go into the junkyard and fish out bits and pieces. And I've made many works using found pieces of metal. That was my metal phase.
That sounds fabulous. And I hear there's a little bit of travel for you on the cards?
Yes. I've been invited by Agora Gallery in New York to go and exhibit with them. So I'm busy working towards, I'm funding to go to New York, and it's quite involved. So, but we're looking at next year. I'll be exhibiting with them early next year. So that'll be very exciting. Yes.
Paintings are textured because of the spatula that I use. I build them up. and that's where the 3D comes into it.
And so you started in sculpture, and how long have you been doing the paints for?
Oh, at least 20 years now. Yeah? I've always painted, but for the last 20 years, I've concentrated on the painting more. Do you like the work?
Of course I do. I like the vibrancy.
Do you really like it?
Well, they have quite an impact, don't they?
Try and be a bit different. I put a silver background and the contrast with the red, and looks pretty well. I try to be a little bit unique than most artists, you know. That's with brushes. The landscape is with brushes, but all my florals are done with a spatula. Yeah.
And how long would it take you to do one of the pieces up there?
It's a tricky question because, I mean, over 40 years, you tend to get the experience. And if you asked me when I first started my career, that painting would have taken me forever. But because I've been doing it for so long, well, that would take me about 3 days.
A lot of the work I do, I listen to music, and it's obviously abstract expressionism. So it's all about mood and emotion, all that sort of thing. So it's things that I'm thinking of, and I was listening to a particular band, I was doing this, there's bits of newspaper under it, and I've concealed a lot of it, but it's mainly to do with what I was thinking at the time. And it's a lot of mixed media. You know, you've got the Hessian bag there that I've cut up and a bit of stenciling, so there's a lot going on in it.
Why the Hessian in that particular spot? Any reason? Was it just...
I had Hessian in my workshop. It was an old wheat bag that Dad had, my father, and I looked at it and I thought, wow, that's interesting. As I said, it started with a newsprint and there was a headline on it. It was quite a strong headline, and you can't see it because I painted over it. But the Hessian sort of gave it some grit, and I thought that could look interesting if I painted over it. So I got it and I just looked at it, and abstract expressionism is all about feel, and it just felt really good. I mean, it's a bit of a cop-out, but it just felt natural to go there, and that's why I did it.
And have you always done abstracts, or...?
I started doing Impressionism. My high school teacher was a great Impressionist, and he taught me how to mix colours and how to do things that were realistic but not too super hyper real. And I just went on from there. Slowly I went looser and looser and weirder. And so I discovered that this sort of form of artwork, I could use my imagination a bit more. So it was, you know, quite a freedom thing for me.
Hi Daniel, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Can you please tell me how you create these beautiful pieces?
Sure. It's a mixture of a process of, well, for this show and these artworks, the aim was to look at plant form. Hence this one's called morphology, which means the inner and outer form of things in nature. I wanted to capture and represent the dissection of this plant, and I've just set about the task really. I figure out how to do things as I'm making, and yeah, it uses a mixture of processes of industrial processes of plasma cutting, grinding, welding, forging, those older arts of forging metal, heating it up till it's red hot and then forging, and then finishing it off with a lovely finish, which in this case was brass brushed.
Top piece of that is forged by hand, obviously.
All these pieces were handmade. The leaves were hand cut. The only piece that was already existing were probably these 3 like ball bearings, and this was like a pipe end. All the rest were actually created from bare metal.
Looks very interesting. Is it comfortable?
It is comfortable. Sit on. It's a lovely sort of, comfy chair. I've aptly named it "Be Here Now" as a statement to get present, and because it's a natural form, and I've got some plant forms around it. It's a bit of a statement that you can be here now, be present, and which is where life really is. It's not yesterday or tomorrow. It's right here now. Get present to the wonder and beauty that's around us.
It's been another fantastic episode of Gallery Watch, and if you'd like to know more about the gallery, visit their website studio281.com.au. I'm Nadia Hunter. See you next time.